Hello, 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 my friends. Long time no see. Hey, 42. Long time no see. I've been busy away for some time, so it's time to get back to work, I guess. Cool. Cookie dookie. Where did I leave things? So I progressed quite a bit. Actually, I deleted more code than I really wrote. But so what happened in this little break? Oh, another. Yay, modules. I'm kind of mixed feelings with modules right now. I think like I didn't really improve my my compilation time because I'm probably doing it wrong. I need to split the interface from the module itself because it's taking too much to compile everything. But that's a topic for another day. As right now I can't even compile it properly. Ooh, wait, hang on a moment. All right. Well, technically, it is. It's supposed to speed it up because of how it computes the interfaces. But that's probably yeah, a matter of just how to split things. And if you're not changing the interface, it doesn't really make much of a sense to also yeah, update the dependencies. So for example, here, if I change anything in this file, then it's obviously going to recompile everything that uses it. But if I split the create layout, which is also a private function, if I split it into a CPP file, then it would just recompile a CPP file. Yeah, so that would be it. But also, I think also yeah, at the beginning I thought it was a good idea to have everything in let's say a library thing, but object libraries, I'm not even sure this is behaving like the way I would like to. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not bleeding edge. It's kind of okay. The only thing, yeah, it's a bit bleeding edge. Because right now you don't have full support in everywhere. Like it works fine with MSVC and Clang, I guess, on Windows. But like for example on Android, there is a bit of mismatch with the clib. I don't know. I get compiler errors sometimes when I include some C headers, and yeah, it's just a mess. I tried with the I don't have that anymore, but I tried to make a module by myself, the standard library module, but that didn't work probably. But GLM is kind of fine. GLM also ships with a module, and that is fine. So in the module itself, there is only it's just lots of using. I don't even know how this even works. Like you include them, and yeah, weird. It's probably going to be compiled somewhere. So yeah, GLM is working well, fine. So yeah, okay, cool. Let's get back to coding. So the last time I was doing something useful. What's the live stream voice channel in the Discord for? That's I don't know. That's just a template that it came with. So I didn't really set it up. Just when I created the Discord server, it was set like that. Yeah, I'm not curating it too much. Okie dokie, let's do some coding then. I'm gonna make it a bit bigger so it's easier to see. 150 is usually enough. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a lot of people so far, so there's not really a lot of community. But I guess if we reach some sort of threshold, we might do some activities on the Discord server as well when I have some time. So I don't want OBS to be always on top. Okay. So back to the shader. I was trying to change the way the descriptors are set, and the first thing that I've changed is that the buffers are not handled by the shader class itself. So the shader has knowledge of the layout things about the shader itself. That is fine. That should be handled internally. And then it creates a number of pools that it can that should match the number of in-flight frames. So when the frame is done, I can safely call reset descriptors and then start all over again. This is gonna happen on a per frame basis. Hopefully the performance, I don't want to waste time in the performance right now. It should be fine. So I need to update the creation, and so the number of parameters have changed. I've introduced the pools count, and the pools count should match the number of swap chain objects, which is swap chain counts, I think. Swap chain. That should be, it should be somewhere. Swap chain, nothing? Weird. I'm pretty sure I had it somewhere. Did I not save that? Okay, maybe I didn't save that. So the swap chain, oh yeah, viewport, scissor, no. This is also not it. Okay, I guess I have to make a variable for that. So that is draw count, args buffer, draw count, somewhere here. XR mode. That's gonna be unsigned integer. And I'm gonna call it swap chain count, and it's gonna be 0 the beginning. And we're gonna populate it here. Oh. Let's do the member thing. All right, so swap chain count, that's gonna be for the XR mode, the XR swap chain, and for the other mode, it's gonna be the windowed mode swap chain count. And since we get that, we can use it. Then what's the next parameter? Then we have the pools count, the samples count. Oh, I think that's been done. No, not yet. The samples count, the frame sets. So the number of sets which are per frame, we just need one set per frame, and I would say one set that is for the let's see, per object. I'm gonna quickly bring up the shader because I think I forgot a few things, and our shader is in HLSL. So we have for set 0, set 0, this is a set, and this is a binding. So for the set 0, we have the per frame constants, and then we have the object data, which is of this type, which I cannot navigate because it's in the header. So this is in the header because I can then use it directly in also in the CPP code. Per object are okay. So this is the arguments. I don't think we have used this, so that's fine. I guess if I comment this out, it's not gonna make any difference. Okay, good. Everything is set. So the per object buffer, this is going to be a buffer, yeah, with an offset. Is it? I think I'm using the indices. Yeah, I was using the indices. I don't think I'm using them anymore. Object index, draw index. Oh no, I'm still using the indices. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm still using the indices. And that's gonna be single buffer for all the meshes, like all the instances of the meshes, because right now I'm gonna index everything. It's gonna be drawn in one single draw call, which is gonna happen right below. So this is where the magic happens, and I need to update how the descriptors are set because everything has changed, and I need to delete the old code. So the vertex buffer still needs to be created. Oh yeah, I also started laying out these things. So I'm gonna have a staging buffer. So this time I don't want to use the staging buffer within the uniforms and the vertex buffer, for example. So I'm also gonna create another buffer, which is, if I'm not wrong, I'm gonna need, so I have the arguments buffer, and that is, yeah, the arguments buffer is for the draw, for indirect draw. So that's a different thing. here. Okay, so I need the per frame and the per object buffers. Maybe I can use the same buffer, to be honest. Why not? I just have to keep track of. I hate this scroll bar. This scroll bar drives me nuts. Whenever I click here, and then starts moving the frame, I have to click right here. Like there is a point where it loses. Anyway, so one big frame. Could that be the answer? I don't know. Let's try to keep it simple. So I'm gonna call it frame buffer. And then object buffer. Okay, so we have these two. So what's going on here? No operator. What happened? Change tab. Okay. It needs to be shared. Oh yeah, because I'm doing the shared thing. Just don't do that. And make it just a buffer. Okay. Just to good up. And what's still wrong? A deleted func. Wait, what? Yeah, because it's not constructed, and this is deleted. Why? Well, it's not. I don't know. This is not gonna make any difference, would it? Yeah, it's not. It's already an R value. Is this gonna make any difference? Okay. No, of course not. So there's something weird with the buffer. I think it's a no copy rule. So we got no copy. Then there's the context. I got the weak. Okay. Everything seems fine. But hey, we got the constructor. This is a constructor. And that's the copy. Okay. Yeah, because we said not to copy, and now are we copy? Is this a copy? Yeah, it is a copy. How do I construct an object? How do I reconstruct it? Wait, is this a well? Like should be a move. It should be a move. That is const. No, that's a copy. Buffer reference over input implicitly generated. Maybe I just explicitly generated, but I don't want it to be copied. Okay. I don't know, maybe it needs to be public. I don't know. Like it's I want to move. I don't want to copy. But I still want to move. So what is it missing? Okay, you're assigning to or not. I must assigning to what do you mean? This is not an R value, this is an L value. So that should be good. Yeah, probably. Let's see. I'm gonna try to make it generate something. So generate move function definition. Oh, what the hell? Could you just make me a move? Generate copy and move operations. Remove all that stuff. I just want the move operation. So the move operation should move all this stuff. Can you just do it by default? Yeah, okay. Copy operation. We don't want the copy operation. And public. Okay, do it. That's okay, that's it. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this was supposed to work well after inheriting it from this guy. But yeah, that's not happening. Yeah, it should work now. But it's annoying. So there is probably something in here that was missing. I mean, the whole purpose of inheriting it from a no copy should be that. I don't know. These are edge cases probably I'm hitting. Okay. So we create the vertex buffer. What is it missing now? Oh, now it's an object. What's the problem? Create. So you get the size. You get the usage. Oh, okay, probably this is also. No. Has 3 parameters, but it's called with 2. Okay, what am I missing? Memory usage, okay. Memory usage here. Let's see. Okay, I did not. Yeah, I removed the memory usage, and here should be something like a buffer, uniform buffer. 3K memory usage. How's usage buffer? Okay, buffer usage uniform buffer usage uniform buffer. Okay, that should be it. What's wrong now? It's the type. Static cast. Wait. Oh no, wait. VMA memory usage, not the buffer usage. VK. Wait. Oh, memory usage and usage are not the same. Oh no, this is the usage. This is the memory usage. So VMA memory. Oh no, maybe just usage. Oh yeah, okay. I remember now. Auto. So the vertex buffer is going to be prefer device. Yep. And that's it. arguments buffer. Now this is the same. Okay, create it. Indirect, 1,000 of them. That's okay, that's a lot. Oh, create staging. No, I don't need the staging anymore because I want the staging to be handled separately. And the same goes in here. I want to reuse the staging buffer. Direct buffer and the same preferred device. Bada boom, bada beam. Cool. One step closer to be compilable. So this is not needed anymore because the buffers have been created locally. Okay, free to go. So I'll be back for the draw indirect command. 10,000 objects. Yeah, that seems like a fair number of objects now, but maybe you can resize it to a proper value. This isn't needed anymore. Draw arguments, max number of objects. We can define it somewhere else. The staging buffer, yeah. Let's not forget about the staging buffer. So we got the arguments buffer. This is the vertex buffer, and the same happens for everything else. I'm gonna call it chunks. Frame buffer sounds very suspicious, but I know what it is. It's just temporary anyway, so this will need some re-architecting anyway. Chunks per frame buffer. Okay, so this buffer usage is different. This is gonna be a uniform buffer. It's gonna have a transfer destination and its device. Good. I'm gonna copy this and then the object buffer, chunks per object. Okay, I'm not sure about the sizes. So this is 512 megabytes. I probably don't want everything to be that big. How much do I need for the frame buffer? No, the frame buffer is small, so that's probably but just need one. I mean, it's also a bit of a waste to use a whole buffer. Whatever. So that's gonna be the size of the sleeves in shaders. Shaders flat shader. It's not flat shaded anymore. Anyway. It is what it is. Per frame constants, and that's the size of this guy here. What's wrong? 1. Okay, get that. So how many objects are we gonna do? 10,000. That was the plan. We're gonna hard code 10,000. So this is gonna be size of per object times, I don't know, 10,000. Just hard coding values. Just hard coding. Object. And object here. Cool. The staging buffer. Last but not least. And the staging buffer is gonna have the same staging buffer. This can just be staging buffer. This is a general purpose staging buffer. This is also just yeah, 512. No, but that seems a bit too much. I'm not gonna need that much data every time. Let's say 128 megabytes. Let's see. And the whole purpose is to be a source destination. Source bit. Okay, source destination and the usage. The usage is gonna be transfer. Is that a thing? Transfer. Okay. Transfer. So well, that's already there. Yeah, that's it. Just transfer. This is a transfer, dude. Okay, it's very easy. And where does it leave? I'm gonna steal something from the buffer itself when it creates the staging. So the staging is created for transfer source. That's fine. And then it's got some flags. So we have flags which I'm not able to forward with this signature. So I need to add flags, because that's gonna be usage CPU to GPU. And I'm not sure this will already create a mapped bit. Or maybe I can just create the stage now. Yeah, it's not completely ready to be used as a whole staging buffer. So I'm gonna say that the usage is this guy here, and then we'll need flags. And flags is 0 by default, because create, what does create say about flags? Nothing, because flags is in the allocation create info, and the allocation doesn't have flags, so that's 0 by default. And I think it should be safe to assume that, what type is it? So that's VMA allocation create, no, VMA allocation create flags. Const VMA allocation create flags. and that's flags. And it's initialized 0. And boom. Now we just forward a bunch of flags. Good to go. Wait. It is okay, it's created mapped, but we don't get the pointer. I think I'll do that later. So we get the staging buffer. Now, in the update chunks, so we have the chunk generation done. This is the chunk generation, and then after it's done, it's ready to be uploaded. So this is just queuing the buffers one after the other. So this is useless, and instead, what we want is to suballocate. Okay, let's suballocate. Oh, my coffee got so cold. Let's suballocate, meaning that I have to take into account the suballocation. So once everything is created, once the buffers are created, I'm gonna need to suballocate the uniform for the object per object, and then so I'm gonna need the buffer and an offset. Buffer and offset. So the offset will be computed by the index. Okay. Let's jump quickly here, and maybe we can start smaller. So let's think about the per frame. So per frame, it will want, yeah, it's a suballocation that is not convincing, because when I suballocate, this is gonna return buffer suballocation, and it's using the VMA virtual allocation. But then VMA is gonna complain if I don't free this object. So I will have to free as soon as I call. So yeah, it needs to keep track. Suballoc, subfree, and then I need some sort of clear. Yeah, I need to clear the suballocations. Whenever I don't have to handle like persistent allocations. No, that's not gonna work, because the suballocations may be in use while when I free it. So yeah, that is also a caveat. Unless I don't want to have like these big chunks of memory on per in-flight frame basis. That's gonna be a huge of waste. So I would say I can keep track of them. So whenever there is a frame, then I need to keep track of the whole allocation thing. So this stuff needs to be delete buffers, or I can just use the deleter. So delete buffer is a multi-map that's going to delete based on the timeline semaphore, and then the buffer suballocation. But buffer suballocation is not. It doesn't have a reference to the buffer it comes from. So this is only assuming. So if I go in any usage, no, it doesn't show me the usage. Sausage. Delete buffers. Oh, it's never used. Okay, that's why. It is never used, but I think it was somewhere before I deleted it. And all it did was waiting for the semaphore to reach that value, meaning that the render queue is done with the buffer. But then it was just meant to be used with the vertex buffer. So staging buffer and all the other ones are not contemplated. But I could say buffer suballocation, keep, I don't know, keep a reference. I could keep a reference. Why not? Because they're still alive. So I should definitely free them before they are gone. And I can keep a reference. I should use a weak pointer. I feel like I should use a weak pointer. But let's do things wrong so we can fix them later. I would say there's going to be a reference to a buffer. And this is a pair. A pair with a buffer and its suballocation. So we have it from the buffer, the suballocation. Okay. And whenever I need to delete something, I could easily say, let's write an example of code and see if it even works. Delete buffer dot emplace. Is it just emplace? It's a multi-map, so yeah, I think it's just emplace. And so it needs a uint64. I'm gonna put 0, and then a pair with a buffer, and let's pretend that's gonna be the frame buffer, and the suballocation vk suballocation. It's a allocation. Come on. Oh yeah, buffer. Can't type today. Buffer suballocation. Is this gonna work? No, there's something wrong, of course. Function has one parameter, but it's called with two parameters. And a multi-map. What's wrong with it? Emplace. Isn't emplace a good one? Insert. Maybe it's insert. Insert now. Multi-map. Come on. Can I get a help like this? F1? Oh yeah, okay, F1 is working. So what's a good usage for the multi-map? No example. Nice. So first citizens, insert range, okay, insert range and place. Construct an element in place. Merge, extract, clear, and place. Okay, I need to make a pair. Or use pairs template deduction. Yeah, that seems like what it should happen. So what's wrong with it? Hey Ramosi. How many time you're making it? How did I start this? I think it's been a few weeks now. Yeah. Maybe a month. I don't know. I just do it like I do it for an hour or two a day, so it's not really it's not a very heavy development thing. But yeah, again, I think you can see it on GitHub when I started pushing stuff. GitHub.com Shopee. So history. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks since the last commit. 46 commits. July. Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah, it's not very consistent. So it's been July for some time, and then August. Yep. Thanks, Deep Shankar. Well, I mean, I've been doing this for a while. It's a nice gymnastic, so I don't feel like I'm doing anything productive, but it feels like I'm I'm lifting heavy weights. It feels good for the brain, and I'm also trying not to use AI too much because it's kind of distracting and sometimes gives me weird answers. Like I would go full vibing at this stage, but it's so much better to just go and read and understand what's been written in a curated way already. So this is a very nice, and you can already see it's give you examples, and it's always the same. It's got the same template. You don't have to read through all the stuff that ChatGPT writes and it's trying to start explaining, or AI explaining. Is that a word? Could be a new word. AI explaining. Yeah. Get lost again. So shitter. What was I doing? Yeah, I was trying to place this guy here. So it's not deducting. I think that's because it doesn't know that this is a pair. This is a pane. Sid pane feels like so appropriate in this way. Sid pair. Still can't deduct it. What's wrong with you? So no variable constructor. It should be a reference, dude. So that's a constraf, and then they got a constraf. What? Oh, maybe because this is an R value. Maybe it needs an L value. Let's just do it. Subalog. No, that wasn't it. Oh, okay, it's the pair that is not liking much. Do I have to? Oh, okay. No, it's not. Okay. What's the errors are not very even readable. So it's not satisfied. It's not satisfied. Candidates. Let me go back. So it needs a pair of buffer reference and then const. I'm gonna say const, and then this is also const. No, you don't need to modify anything. Stud pair. Every now and then you have to fight against the compiler. This is not good yet. Oh wait, too many pairs. Okay, this is good now. So you agree that this is good, but you don't want to agree that this is also good? No. Okay, because it doesn't know that this is a reference. How can I make it a reference? Is that stud ref? Okay. Maybe I should make it a reference like this. Ah, yeah. Okay, now it knows what to do. Okay. And now I guess I can even go one step further and just do the brackets. No? Okay. No, it doesn't like it like this. But you know it is pair. You just maybe the suballoc should be const, but it should be able to deduce const. No, that's not it. Well, I mean, that's totally fine. So this was totally fine to begin with. So it's that vk buffer suballocation. If I do like this, just playing around with C++ at this point. Yeah, this is still fine. Okay. So it should be able to build this thing. And that is nice to know. I'm gonna keep it as a reference. Delete suballocated buffers. Cool. Memo. I'm gonna call it memo. Then let's do the suballocation then. So the first suballocation that I need is the per frame, and then call the update frame. So yeah, this doesn't exist anymore. The update command doesn't exist anymore, so we need to make one update command. Maybe I can make it generic. So the update function is in the buffer, and it's just making a copy command. So the copy command just does all the checks, and then it's not much of code. Guess I could pull it off. I can just make it happen here. Well, I mean, just it does have few checks, so that is nice. Maybe I can make it work with a suballocation as well, or I can make a function here. Maybe the suballocation can be handled by. I should make a manager. And an HR for the buffers, not to be naughty. Shown frames. So that's going to be staging buffer dot suballocate. Okay, we need suballocation of type of this size per frame constant. I might need to create a local variable for this guy. So that's going to be a const per frame constants per frame constant per frame constants. Hey, what's wrong? Auto. Let's auto it. So we got that guy. Now we can say a size of the per frame constant. And the alignment. How much is the alignment? Should be deducted as the alignment. Well, it doesn't need an alignment because it's going to be copy. Well, no, wait. Alignment. Yeah, this is a question for ChatGPT, I guess. That's a question for you. Don't disappoint me. Does Vulkan buffer alignment also how do I English this? Does the Vulkan buffer alignment also apply to staging buffers? No. Yeah. Okay, so let me go to the Vulkan SDK and I'm gonna pop not the config, what is it called? Oh, the caps viewer. Amazing. Hey Sebi, it's crazy. I've just started learning C++ and not understand any of this. Yeah, thanks, bro. You'll get to it. You'll get it at some point. I would suggest starting from C. So you then grow to C++ and you don't have to use the whole C++, to be honest. A subset of the C++ is good. There are things like ranges and that makes the code nicer and safer, and to some extent. You can reach that at some point. Then there are other languages, so I would highly suggest you to start with C, so understand then what's the advantage of other languages as well. Don't go too deep into OOP. That's a bit of a scam. There is a bit of object-oriented programming, then there are other paradigms you want to have a look at, especially when talking about GPU. So there are no rules, to be honest, but rule number one is apply whatever feels better for your brain. And I've noticed that I have patterns over the years. So there is something that I feel comfortable with, and I keep doing it until I find out this is wrong, plain wrong. Everything is wrong until you find any better solution. So yes, Vulkan buffers alignment rules apply to staging buffers or any buffer you allocate because the rules come from memory model. Okay, here's a breakdown. So allocate memory requirement alignment returned. Okay, get buffer memory requirement. Okay. What limits? So mean memory map alignment. Okay, so there is a minimal memory map alignment. What does that mean? Oh, well, the memory map alignment is just going to be 1, so I'm not gonna map. Yeah, I don't think I will need to map any subset of the memory. Storage buffer, text so uniform. Yeah, it's none of these, so optimal buffer copy offset. Okay, this is interesting. Optimal. Okay, this is interesting because this is the optimal way of doing it. Oh, you're coming from C#. Okay then. That's a whole different world, isn't it? It depends on what you want to focus, to be honest. If you like game development and just focus on the game, then that's a good place to stay in. If you otherwise want to hack into the hardware, then learn about. Well, I mean, having a bit of knowledge in C, that's good. That's still good because you will touch with your hands the hardware. You don't have to go any lower to really, unless you're doing some SIMD stuff, then go lower. That's fine. But yeah, knowing how memory actually works, it really useful. And if you go deeper, then you can even start exploring performance and caches and all the ways that you can make your code run faster beyond just the structure of your program. Of course, that's primarily because if you're doing some really dumb stuff at the higher level, optimizing it at a lower level, that's not going to help you much. But it's that tiny bit of your program that you want to optimize very well. The rest is more higher level. Okay. Oh, cool. That's running out of time. So let's see if I can wrap this up. Memory optimal. Yep, I'm not gonna bother much about the optimal. Also because I'm focusing on the quest, and I'll have a quick glimpse of GPU info. GPU info. What is it called? Is it this one? Yeah, Vulkan. Okay. I want the quest. So yeah, I'm doing this in C++ because it's I want to I'm targeting a very specific device set, which is mobile VR, which can be optimized pretty well if you have your game focused on some very specific domain and a very specific set of devices. Otherwise, it's going to be a very nasty experience when things don't work on wild devices. So if you are targeting like the whole Android world, then I would think twice about making your own code from scratch if you want to make a game. If you're trying to make anything else, then it's fine. I mean, I've used OpenGL, so it's a bit more reliable sometimes. I made not Vulkan. So I made Panapainter a while ago, and it's still running. And let's see if it's also the web version still runs. I check it every once in a while. And the good thing is that making it from scratch, it really allowed me to shrink it down so much that it just works. Not very well on the browser anymore. I don't know what's happening. But how does it work? How do I? Yeah, I forgot how to use it. There was a shortcut too. Oh, okay, yeah, something like this. Blah blah blah. It kind of works even on the browser, and you should have access to brushes. I don't have lots of brushes here, but yeah, you have plenty of options. And this is done from scratch, so why haven't you uploaded a long form video in 5 years? I've never really I've never really done YouTubing much. It was just sharing some of my stuff. So yeah, it's a busy life, I guess. But now I'm starting reconsidering it. So I want to share more as I want to focus on a very specific domain, which is VR and mobile VR. So yeah, let me go back to this thing. As I talk, I don't really do much. Extensions, format, features. Sit in features, properties. Oh yeah, limits, and I want alignment. So the optimal buffer copy offset alignment is 64. Okay, so it's very different on mobile. And I should probably take that into account. So everything is 64. Okay. Interesting. Well, let's make it 64 then. So the good thing of using VMAs suballocator is that it handles all of these things, and I don't have to rewrite them. I will do it for fun, at some point. But I also want to get some nice renderings. I don't just want to spend the whole time in code optimizing things. So it's been a while since the last time I'd seen some frames generated. So I really want to make this work as soon as possible. So I think you should make devlog videos or something where you just talk about what you're currently doing in your VR. Yeah, that's in the plan. That is in the plan. So yeah, I've done some scripting, and yeah, I want to shrink down this whole experience into shorter videos that go straight to the point. And these are recorded, so I have material for doing that. It's just that I wanna reach a point where it's a clear path from the beginning to. So I'm doing a lot of mistakes right now. It's like an ongoing process. So this is a voxel Minecraft style renderer. So I want to reach the point where I get that working properly, so I can then make a video on how to reach that state without all the intermediates. Even though the intermediates are also interesting, but yeah. Ooh. That will happen if you think if you open in the Discord channel, you'll be updated with the state. I also have to gain some experience in video making. I also want to make it a bit more interesting, so I'm learning how to use Resolve, and all takes a long time. So I want to make things properly. Staging buffer suballocation. It's probably better to spend some more time in the quality rather than rushing and making things that are just mid in the ocean of the videos. There's plenty of stuff already, but only a few stand out. I wanna be one of those. Staging buffer suballocation. Also in the AI era, it's really hard to really stand out unless it's a very high quality. So I create a suballocation and then I also queue it for deletion. Huh. Yeah, this is kind of the defer in it's almost like defer in Zeek. So I create something and then I defer for deletion. And since I already know where this will happen, frame dot, no, I don't know it. But it should be possible to know the timeline semaphore. Yeah, it should be possible to know where this happens, because in the frame context, I will have to add an additional parameter, which it's not the fence anymore because it was the fence, but now it's, how do I call it? Timeline value, maybe. It's a U in 64, and that's going to be no. So that's going to be a timeline value. This doesn't have any. Yeah, I should make default values. So the timeline value, this will be set in either the XR. So in the present function, there's a creation of this guy here, and instead of the fence, I'm going to put the timeline value, which is, so this current value where did it get set? My eyes. Where? Oh, okay. It is values timeline counter. Okay. So the timeline counter should be updated earlier. And the timeline values, where is this used? Timeline values. It is only used here for the weighting. So it can be incremented after the weighting is done. Weight semaphores. And then the first thing to do is to increment the timeline value. And I can use that value here. Cool. So that's it. And as well, and it happens also here. Present. In the present function, there is the semaphore weight, and then there should be an increment somewhere. Okay, so it is incremented here. We want to increment it earlier. After the weight is done, we increment the counters, and then I'm gonna copy and paste. Okay, we have the timeline value counter. I don't know, should I call it counter? I think you should make it. Do you mean DaVinci Resolve? Because that's what I use. Don't you understand? It's so good and easy to make stuff professional. Yeah, that's the one that I mean. I want to learn the free version first, and maybe if it's good enough, I'm gonna step into the pro version. Cool. Yeah, that's I think I run out of time for today, and that's about it. So just for completeness, I want to plug this in here. Timeline values. So this is it. So I've suballocated and created a thing. Cool. Thanks for everyone that's watched, and if you wanna hop on Discord, we'll continue chatting there if anyone wants. Yeah, have a nice day or night, whatever you're gonna do today or tonight. Cool. See you next stream. I'm gonna freeze the state, so we continue next time. The free version is enough since you get, yeah, that does. All right. See you guys. Subscribe and see you next time.